Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Gatorade, the official sports drink of your Potomac Patriots. Baranowski, who do we got starting in goal?
In goal for the Potomac Patriots, 39 Alex Yutzler, who has 7 games played on the season, 1 win, 5 losses, 23 goals against and a .363 goals against average, save percentage around .905. That's not too shabby. The wins-loss column doesn't look as great for him, but it's not all his fault, that much is certain. On the opposite end of the ice, we have Phil Haywood, 9 games played, 6 wins, 1 loss, and 23 goals against. Not too bad over there. Well, we'll see if that lopsided WLT column matters in this game.
And opening face-off, here we go. One off over to the near boards inside the neutral zone. Trying to work towards it is Marks. Marks having a little trouble with it. Labonte, the captain, squeezes that one up ahead, but he loses it. Whipper taking a side angle shot and a save made by the keeper, Haywood. As it's steered off into the near corner inside the Jackals zone. Up top to the blue line to Hannon. Tamor Hannon takes shot. Scores! Andrew Turgeon opening the scoring 20 seconds in. Oppa! Gangnam Style!
I don't know if Turgeon actually meant to do that or that just went off of his stick right, Mark Recchi style. Last time I saw that, Mario Lemieux circa 1990 popping one in off of Mark Recchi and throwing it into the back of the net. That would have been 91. That was his rookie season. But, yeah, no, sometimes you just got to keep your stick on the ice and good things will happen. I think that's the case there.
Great positioning working out in favor of the Patriots here as already a goal to start this one off. That was pretty sudden.
Yeah, just 20 seconds in, that's a good way to start off a hockey game.
Now the Jackals with McSweeney dumping it inside the Patriots zone along the near corner. Edgington trying to squeeze out his man to get the puck along the half boards and trying to clear it out, but it does not make its way up to the blue line. But back there to recover is McDonald. That's Kevin McDonald putting it up along the near boards, along the left wing. McCutcheon's going to pick it up for the Jackals along the near corner inside of his own zone. Sends it over to the opposite side, and a hard check there by McDonald. He keeps it active there for the Patriots. Backhanding it down. Whipper gets clipped from behind there. We're going to have a penalty coming up to Dominic Valencia as a backhand chance in front. Alex Gross tried to put that one on goal. That got steered aside. Gregory played the puck, but they're going to rule that the Jackals touched up for the penalty call here with 18:59 left in the first. Already 1-0 Patriots as they go on the first Metro DC DJ's power play.
And right off of that penalty call, Gross had a great chance right in front, just took a major turnover. Getting in the way was Marcus McSweeney right in front, made sure he got that stick between the puck and the net, and it mattered there, sending that one wide.
And a face-off coming up to the left of Haywood. And waiting for the puck to drop, and there it goes. Yeah, Patriots win it back up to McDonald at the top, over the far side, over to the half boards far side, back up top again to McDonald. McDonald playing a little catch there with Reese. Reese sending it down low. Back behind the goal line for Carr. Carr switching places, cycling it down to Reese. Reese trapped off in the far corner. He's being pinched hard there by McSweeney. Trying to find his way to the front, and he comes over to the near side corner. And he'll send it up top to Viamo. Viamo with a shot. It gets sent up high and above the cage, and trying to get that rebound was Carr. Cleared up along the boards and not out. Kept in by McDonald. Back over to Carr. Carr to the slot to Reese, but Reese couldn't handle that pass. And it'll be cleared out by Shea Keller.
Viamo had some great positioning throughout that power play. Knew when to get back. Knew when to be in open space. I like how this kid plays a power play.
Carr taking it across the line along the near side boards. Slowing it up along the half boards. Looking to go low, looking to go high. He doesn't know where to go. Sends it up top finally with a shot from Whipper and a save by Haywood. No rebound coming as it was swooped up by the glove of Haywood.
They got a nice one off the pads there, getting that butterfly. Really wide butterfly there. You have to make sure that you don't get it too wide or else your rebounds are going to pop out right in front of you, and that's dangerous territory to send a puck into.
It's a little bulky up top there too, and that may have an impact on why he goes down so quick and wide on that butterfly style. Up top along the far circle, Rooney tried to pop that through. Grayson Rooney doing some fine work there. Does some fine work on Twitter. Got the word out about this game's broadcast here on crossicefeed.com. Thanks for tuning in. As it goes up top to Whipper, over to Rooney, far circle. They score! Hey, what do you say? Was that Andreas Bagfeld or what? I don't care, but it's a goal. So, like that, with 45 seconds remaining on the Metro DC DJ's power play, it's 2-0 Patriots.
Well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and there was no real reason for that puck to be able to get to the back of the net, but it was a slow, sneaky little shot right along the ice, managed to get between the goalie's pads. You talk about a quick butterfly, not quick enough.
Nope.
Didn't work out there. We got a 2-0 hockey game.
Turgeon gets the puck for Bagfelt for what appears to be his first goal. And it is indeed his first goal as a Potomac Patriot.
Congrats to him.
Face-off won by the Jackals. Back inside their own zone they go. And it's Miller moving it up ahead. Not far enough there as the Patriots will get a hold of it, and that's Parker that'll put it in deep. Haywood back down there to chase it, or leave it there. I beg your pardon. And a nice hard check by Agaroff. Ivan Agaroff from, I believe, St. Petersburg.
Yes, indeed.
And it's the Patriots back in their own zone, leading up along the near boards for Santiago, who clears this one into the Jackals zone. Haywood back there to set this one up. And trying to clear it up along the boards, not out. McDonald trying to work his way through traffic, trying to move his way to the front, but will have to curl back and go back to the side he came. And he turns around, takes a shot, and Haywood making the save. No rebound coming. Quick 2-0 game, 17:03 left here in the first. Potomac Patriots giving it to the Jackals.
Well, Kevin McDonald only has 1 goal and 3 assists on the season, but that puck handling was impressive. It'd be nice to see him finish a little more often, but hey, you know what? You got to take what parts of your game you have as a strength and utilize them there.
And they entrusted him on the power play as he quarterbacks the number 1 unit.
What a sneaky little play there.
Nice moves there as the Jackals cleared out in the neutral zone, and popping it in is Ivanoff. Alex Ivanoff chasing his dump in as Tamor Hannon tried to get there first. It'll be Viamo moving it up along the near wing. And it's out of the reach of Piccirilli, and back there to chase is Johnston. And Johnston leaving it up along the half boards near side. Nobody there to pick it up as it was intended for Ivanoff. And they go over to the far side half boards and trying to move it up long and out are the Jackals. They do so successfully as they're trying to get an odd man rush back here the other way 3-on-2, but it was interrupted nicely there by the Patriots. Great neutral zone play as it goes deep into the Patriots zone though. Tamor Hannon back there to play. Hannon trying to move it along the near corner over to Viamo. Viamo and Hannon playing a little catch. Hannon almost took it up in front, but he'll opt to throw it over to Viamo. He clears it through center. Down the length of the ice, no icing as it deflected through Turgeon. Captain Turgeon back there to chase, but the Jackals get a hold of it as it's Caperon. Caperon through center, gloved down by Marks, but it'll be played in by Valencia. Valencia chasing it, getting around Rooney, trying to shovel up to the front, and Yutzler made the save, and that one was between his pads. And that one looked like it had some momentum going backwards, but he'll make the save and hold on what appears to be probably the first shot for the Jackals.
I believe you're right. That was a fluky little play. You have the pad up against the post. You have it there anchored, and it somehow slid off and hit the inside of the pad on the bottom. Caught a little bit of leather and it went right in front. Dangerous, dangerous bounce. I don't think I've seen anything like that.
No. Marks gets tossed from the faceoff. Whipper wins it back, but it goes towards the front of the net. Skipped over to the corner, over to Rooney. Rooney trying to clear it up along the boards, but not out. Kept in by the Jackals. Moving it along is Valencia. Valencia up top with a point shot from Agaroff that goes wide. Kept in at the far blue line by Blanchard. Blanchard down and off in the far corner. Bagfelt trying to backhand it out. Bagfelt having a goal in this game, his first as a Patriot. A native of Sweden. Vetlanda, Sweden. Cleared down the length of the ice here. Turgeon will be back to play it, dropping it off for Whip. Whip looking to the front and trying to hook up with Marks. Turgeon looking for it. He wraps around over to the near side. Up top, over to Rooney, who winds up, takes a shot. A nice deflection up front, but a save by Haywood. Nice work up front as Matthew Whipper put himself in perfect position, but Valencia's going to take it back the other way for the Jackals, trying to set up a pass to Justin Boyd, and the alternate captain, but it's deflected out in the neutral zone. Patriots coming back the other way. Bagfelt setting it up for Marks. Marks backhanding it up to the front. Haywood makes a glove save as that one was lofting its way towards the twine, but he stopped it just in time before it crossed the line. Lots of rhymes just in time. 14:52 left here in the first. 2-0 Patriots. I'm David Stearns with John Baranowski. John and I go way back. We started broadcasting back in 2007 together at Mercyhurst College, now Mercyhurst University.
Good times. Good times.
Great times. Mikey Carr trying to wind up to take that shot. It was poked away as it goes down the length of the ice. Not far enough for an icing there as it's going up to Yutzler. He picked up by McDonald. Getting it up there for Ian Edgington. Edgington gaining some speed through the neutral zone, but he couldn't handle the puck through. He tried to make a move or two, but he swept up by Michael Carr, who put it deep inside Jackals territory. Johnston back to recover. Up to the blue line, not out. Edgington, nice. No, maybe not. That was like the election, maybe a little too close to call.
No, I'm going to agree with the linesman on that one. It will definitely came out, not by much, but it was just enough that I would have blown that whistle too.
No. Do you have a whistle?
You'd be surprised, Dave. Just wait for that loud noise. You'll hear it.
Oh, great.
You won't hear anything after, but you'll hear it.
For those of us wearing headphones, that may not be a good thing. Car chasing it in the far side of the blue, or the neutral zone. See, I was going to say you blew the whistle. Yeah. You got me flustered there, Johnny. And now it'll be Marcus McSweeney. It's a good Irish name right there. He dumps it into the far corner of the Patriots zone, and the Patriots are going to ice this one down. And they're going to say no icing for whatever reason. Now the linesman is actually arguing with the Water Wings over here. It's unusual. We have one linesman and 2 referees. I don't know if that's a mistake or what.
That's a weird hybrid system there.
Yeah, typically you'll see 2 linesmen and 1 referee, but
that was the old NHL style. That was the NCAA style for a good many decades.
Yeah, we'll go with it. And here comes Parker along the backhand. Haywood making a save, but having trouble in that rebound. It squirted its way up into the slot, and he'll fall down onto it before anyone else notices it's there.
Well, like I said with the butterfly, you end up sending those pucks right out in front, and that's a dangerous place to be, but at least he knew to jump on that. Haywood, obviously some good heads-up play there, knowing when to snap down on that puck and freeze it.
It's that puck-on-pad action, you know?
It's my favorite sound in the world. In fact, I have the whole 15 CD set.
Wow. I also have puck-on-post.
Ah, that's a good time.
I have the holiday version coming from Amazon. It's amazing. And it'll be Viamo trying to move it up to the blue line, past the Jackals, but it'll be McCutcheon. Gonna set it up along the left wing. Cleared in by Ivanov. Ivanov back down there to chase. And he'll be switching places there with the captain, Joe Labonte, who has a killer stash for Movember. That was pretty thick. It was nice. And it's the Jackals now controlling the play off in the far corner of the Patriots zone. Working his way with the puck, Alex Ivanov. And we got some rough stuff going up behind the play. Some pushing and shoving. We're going to have ourselves a fight here. Looks like it's Letkowski getting in the face of JoJo Harding. Not sure if this is going to turn into anything more than just words, but John, a lot of physical activity starting to rear its ugly head here in the wrong way.
You know, I'm always a big fan of having some good hard-nosed hockey, old-time hockey.
There you go.
Eddie Shore did Clapper, Toe Blake. You got to put on the foil and get out there and play some hard-nosed hockey, but there's a distinct difference between old-school hockey and dirty hockey, and you don't want to see the dirty stuff. You have to make sure that hockey is a gentlemanly game. People don't give it enough credit as such. It's not so much no one goes out there and gets jumped. It's a situation where you agree to fight. You drop the gloves. It's a gentleman's agreement, and that's just it. When someone starts playing dirty out there, someone else is going to make sure you pay for it. The players can police themselves to a large extent. I think that's a very important part of the game that gets mistaken and lost sometimes.
Well said, sir. Well said. Nice speech.
I monologue now and then.
Whipper with it up top of the blue line. We do have a power play. It's the second Metro DC DJ's power play. They've struck once already in this contest. Now here comes a shorthanded try. If Whipper can't get there, but he will get there in time. So he was being chased by Shea Keller, who's looking to make it a 2-on-1. Having a little trouble with the puck is Andreas Bagfeld. I should make mention that our scratches for tonight's game looks like Dustin Moyer and Evan Sterling and Cameron Smith are sitting this contest out. As Valencia, shorthanded, comes in, takes his shot, and it's just deflected lightly wide. Not much of a scoring chance on that shot. Bagfeld will come back the other way. Across the blue line into Jackals territory. Bagfeld back behind the net, and he gets it chopped away from him rather lazily by Spencer Johnston, as this one's lofted down the length of the ice. Yutzler out to play as he's getting chased by Valencia there just for the split second. He felt a breeze.
Maybe he heard footsteps.
Probably. Crunchy ones. Boyd coming back the other way. This is a very sloppy power play. Valencia taking a shot, hits the cage, or glass behind the cage, and goes all the way out into the neutral zone. And Marcus McSweeney trying to make trouble here once again on their penalty kill, but it'll be Kevin McDonald walking away with the puck. He had it tapped away for just a second, regaining control and dropping it back to the alternate captain, Viamo. Up to the blue line to Pouliot. Pouliot dropping it there for Reese. Reese winds up, takes a shot. The rebound, kicked out front. A turnaround shot gets deflected wide. I'm not sure if that was a save on that one, but it might have been kicked away. And it'll be kept in by Viamo. A light shot through. It'll be picked up by Reese, feeding it to the front, back end to Carr with a shot by Pouliot, and it just goes wide as he just missed an open net. Kept in nicely by Viamo, who takes a shot. It's deflected by Pouliot and wide. Trying to get some action up front here. The puck missing the open net twice as they still have control as the Metro DC DJ's power play concludes. And they go 1 for 2. Now the Jackals are going to try to come back the other way with some offense. As Valencia with a nice spin around move, and he gets taken down. No call. It looked like he was going to throw his arm up there for a hook, but that was not the case. I think he just lost his footing. It's up along the far boards inside the Patriots zone as they try to exit, as we're back to 5-a-side hockey with 10:30 left here in the first. 2-0 Patriots.
I think the referee did something similar to the Fawns. You know, you go for the handshake. Hey, no, I'm going to go for the penalty. No, fixing the water wing.
He thought. I'll give him credit for thinking. I know Broderick. Matthew Broderick gets put down by Rooney. It's a day off for Matthew Broderick. Gross winds up, takes a shot, and a glove save easily made by Haywood. Camera guy appreciating it, and so's the peanut gallery all around. 10:04 left here in the first. 2-0 Patriots. And we should also mention that Coach Ziegler is still on his honeymoon. He'll be rejoining the team, well, maybe Sunday, but we'll see, whenever his flight gets in. But associate head coach Rick Hildreth and the co-coaches from the Empire team are on the bench. That is Steve Sherman and Matt Little. So an interesting mix. Maybe this could spell trouble for Coach. Just kidding. Congrats for getting married and going on that wonderful honeymoon down there in the Bahamas, right as hurricane season was wrapping up. And Gregory dropping it back for Bagfeld. Bagfeld looking for an open lane for a pass here. Tries to get it up ahead there for Alex Gross, but Egeroff took him into the boards. Gregory will find it inside the Jackals zone, and he'll lightly backhand it up to Haywood, who will hold on. 7-1 say the shots. I don't know how accurate that is.
Well, I mean, it's probably a little low for the Patriots, but not by much. I mean, you're giving the goaltender a little bit more credit there as far as you're not facing everything. The defense might have gotten in the way of a couple of those. Scoring chances, that's probably a little more accurate, 7-1, especially considering that odd shot that happened down in the Potomac Patriots end coming off the underside of the pad.
And the face-off one back behind the goal line, back inside deep within the Jackals zone. Parker chasing it, and he'll drop it behind the goal line. Santiago trying to work for it, but moving it ahead. That is Peter Carney trying to move it out, but it's intercepted by Harding. Harding taking his check out on the boards in the process, and he'll pick up the puck with a backhand shot. And Haywood had a great glove save there, right at the right spot. Point-blank shots are always the toughest ones to judge, especially on the backhand.
Yeah, on the backhand, they say it's the most dangerous shot because not even the shooter knows where it's going. And really, I think he ran out of real estate at that point because that looked like a fantastic dangle right in front, but just no room to put it in the back of the net. When you have a goaltender in the way, it doesn't matter where he is. There's just not enough room.
A turnaround shot off the faceoff by Parker, just missing the near post. And it's chased up into the near corner. Jackals trapped inside their own zone, but now they find an exit. And it's the Russian, Alex Ivanov, throwing it to Yutzler. Yutzler having to set it up there. Vimo taking out his check in the chase for the puck. And it'll be Hannon trying to dish it up along the boards. And helping out with the second effort there is Santiago. Santiago putting it up into the boards and down the length of the ice. I didn't even think that was icing.
No, that was clearly past the red line.
You think so?
I thought so.
No, I thought he had it closer to this side of the red line, but okay. You're a better judge of character than I am.
No, I think you're right.
Oh, you think I'm right?
Yeah, no, that was clearly past the red line. He had passed the red line before sending that puck in.
Thank goodness I'm recording this. You just told me I'm right.
Yeah, we have mark that one down. That doesn't happen too often, Dave.
What's today's date? I got to circle my calendar. Face off to the left of Yutzler. Yutzler not seeing much action. 11-1 are the shots, according to the timekeeper and shot keeper. Here comes a shot there. It makes it number 2 as it's sticked out of play by Yutzler.
That was just a fantastic form save right there. I mean, you could write the textbook on that save.
I think I'm going to take a picture of it. I mean, did you take a picture of it? No, I'm just kidding. It's fancy technology here. You can take pictures with cameras. Can you believe it?
Really? Now, you can take pictures with cameras.
Quote me on that one. I made a mistake. Camcorders was the correct word. Whipper coming in on zone. Takes his shot and a save by Haywood. Yeah, nice work there as he tried to move himself ahead of the rush.
I'm still getting over this camera thing.
Yeah. Whipper trying to work it up to the top of the circle. Jackals coming back on a 3-on-2 rush.
Next will tell me they slice bread. Oh!
They score! Wow, what a shot by Neil Caperon. Beating Yutzler up top, blocker side. And just like that, they cut the deficit by 1. 2-1 Patriots. Jackals. Something about that sliced bread.
Well, I think Yutzler was just a bit off on his angle. Not much. Maybe 6 inches at most. Just a little bit too far to the glove side post and left a little bit open on that high blocker. Top cheese, as they call it in the industry. And really, that's a hard place to get those shots saved. And when you're cheating to the other side, bad things can happen. Just a little off. There's still plenty of room to work. We got a 3-1 hockey, a 2-1 hockey game.
And working the puck down low inside of his own zone. Alex Ivanov looking to get some continued life and motivation and momentum out of that goal just scored by his teammate Neil Caperon. Caperon being a 93. One of the older guys on the team. Mostly 92s on this squad, if I do my math correctly.
Out of Chesterfield, Missouri.
There you go. Alex Gross with it with a couple of moves. Getting checked into the boards, losing the puck for the moment. And the Jackals trying to find it. They do find it, and they're moving along the right wing, and it's the captain now, Labonte. Getting the pass over on the right wing, curling his way to the top of the slot with a shot and an ankle save by Grayson Rooney as it goes out in the neutral zone to Gross. Gross putting it high into the air into the near corner with 7:15 left here in the first. 2-1 Patriots, 11-3 in shots. So 1 out of 3 went in for the Jackals. Yutzler trying to shake off the rust there as he didn't play a game last weekend. It was Moyer and Forrest filling the void between the pipes just for a couple of games. Of course, Yutzler and Moyer, both big fans of Ryan Miller as their favorite goaltenders. Or their favorite goaltender, but interesting style note for Yutzler. We'll talk about that in a minute. As a chance there for the Jackals. Missed opportunity and a nice check there by Pouliot, but the Jackals still had the puck for the second. He chipped off along the far boards up top, not out, with a point shot and a great glove save. Easy glove save, if you will, because he made it look so easy, but it was through a lot of traffic off the stick of Spencer Johnston.
Well, Spencer Johnston took a major slap shot, Al McInnes style, right from the far point. I want to say his stick on the backswing actually hit somebody on the bench. I don't know if it caught someone in the face mask cage or if it hit their stick that was standing there, but I mean, that was quite the backswing. It's not about the backswing, it's about when you make sure you get that power when you're coming through the shot.
Well, it slowed it down. Someone probably reached out there and said, hey, let's slow you down a tad. The shot along the short side almost went through, but was actually deflected at the last moment there. The Jackals trying to control the play inside the Patriots zone. Still trying to work off the momentum off that goal, and the Patriots are going to get caught. And it's going to be a checking from behind call being made here with 6:13 left here in the first. So the Jackals are going to get the first crack at it on the power play.
Well, the Patriots have been so dominating on the power play so far. Maybe not on the goal column. They are 1 for 2 so far this game. But as far as puck handling, they have really held on to it very well. Something that we weren't so sure about before this contest began. We'll see if they can match that on the penalty kill. It's a whole lot tougher when you're a man down.
Well, last week in the 8-1 loss, they were 0 for 9 on the power play. The Patriots were, but there were 3. Actually, they only stopped up on 2 of the 5 penalty kills they had. They allowed 3 goals against. So let's see if they've tightened the belt a little bit here on the penalty kill side of things. There's 6 minutes left here in the first. 2-1 score. Jackals looking for the equalizer as they send it out. Patriots do all the way down the length of the ice and just a little bit wide of Haywood. Back to recover is Caperon. Caperon dropping it off for Valencia, the alternate captain. They have, I believe, 3 alternate captains on this team. And Valencia, one of them, off with it in the far corner, up top to the point to Caperon. Caperon winding up, taking a shot, and it's blocked up front by Pouliot, and Pouliot is getting off the ice very gingerly, but he didn't get the sweet spot on that shot. McSweeney putting it up along the near side for Labonte. Labonte to the front, looking for Valencia to pop it home, but Yutzler stick that one aside. Still kept in at the blue line by Neil Caperon, who does have that goal for the Jackals in this contest. As he gets it up top of the umbrella with a nice stick save by Yutzler, and yet another picturesque stick save as this one goes out of play.
Well, I mean, so far you look at him down low, he is perfect on that goaltending, especially from a form standpoint. The 1 goal against, just a little bit off on the angle, maybe, my personal opinion, but doing a great job of making sure anything that hits that stick goes up and out of play, and that's a great way to get a face-off for your team.
Sent up top to the blue line. Jackals winning that face-off up along the near side. And Keller back up top to Carney with a shot and a save by Yutzler as this one's cleared up to the blue line and out. And the Jackals are going to tag up as the Patriots. Tamor Hannon sending it down the length of the ice all the way to Haywood. Haywood having a little trouble there with the bouncing puck. Parker trying to pitch in there for an opportunity as there's 30 seconds left on the McDonald penalty. For checking from behind.
Very creative play there by the Patriots. I got to give them credit. Well, 1 for hitting the net, 2 for thinking about it. Many players would have just shot that down the ice and hoped for some time.
Moving it now, McSweeney down low. Back over to the near side. Working with it is Keller. Keller back down to McSweeney. McSweeney and Keller cycling it. And Keller almost losing it, but he'll regain control of it along the half board, stepping and taking a shot, and another stick save by Yutzler. As we go back to 5-a-side hockey, as McDonald comes back onto the ice and he'll go off onto the bench. Replacing him will be Nathan Marks. And coming across the line, Parker putting it on his back end, goes well wide along the half boards, far side. Jackals will get it. They try to clear it out, but it's kept in by Andrew Turgeon. Turgeon back down there to chase. And he's going to back off just a little bit as the Jackals sending this home run pass all the way down the length of the ice, missing everybody. He'll come back and icing with 3:50 to play here in the first. This period's going rather quickly. Patriots holding on to a 2-1 lead. As this is your Cross Ice Feed broadcast team. Check us out, crossicefeed.com. If you're not here already watching the stream, send emails to us if you'd like to complain about anything. It'll be Brian at crossicefeed.com because I can't stand criticism. And Brian's not here.
You should really work on that, Dave.
Contact at crossicefeed.com, and a hard shot there went into the gut of, I believe it was number 25, Nick Miller, who is the other alternate captain. I swear everybody's an alternate captain on this team. And Grayson Rooney keeping it in for the Patriots inside the Jackal zone as he gets a check from Miller.
What can I say? I give all these players an A.
Zinger. And 3:25 left here in the first. John Baranowski is just getting warmed up. Hello to Brian Schrems down in the Keys right now, checking out wedding venues. As the Jackals put it deep inside the Patriots zone. Patriots are going to come back the other way with Andreas Bagfeld, who has a tally in this one. Bagfeld trying to set up a pass over to Whip. And Whip will find it at the red line, trying to move his way through traffic. Plenty of bodies in the way. It seems like a little bit of congestion on 95. And back the other way, Justin Boyd, another alternate captain, trying to move it on his back end to the front. And he's steered away by the Patriots. And shadowing him the entire time is Rooney. Nobody wants to chase this one down. They're just going to watch as Bagfeld's going to have to go back for it, as he's being tapped up a little bit by Caperon. And he cleared up inside the Jackal zone as the Patriots are going to get actually a wholesale change out there. Every position imaginable except for the keeper. Edgington back to retrieve it in his own zone with 2:30 left here in the first. 2-1 score. Patriots with a lead here. One of the goals being on the Metro DC DJ's power play. They are 1 for 2. And the Jackals have one tally on their end as well. It's an even strength goal. And a nice check up in the neutral zone. McCutcheon getting hit by Sean Gregory. It's a set up pass there by Piccarilli. Couldn't make it to Gross. And Gross will keep it in along the near side blue line, trying to drag the puck away from Ivanov. Ivanov trying to take him out of the play. The puck moves back behind the goal line. And Sean Gregory couldn't get a hold of it as Haywood finds it along the side of that, and he holds on. So we got some grabbing and pushing and shoving and all sorts of fun goodies going on.
I get the feeling Haywood plays an awful lot of Frogger in the offseason. He's certainly enacting it out there on the ice, leaping on pucks. Maybe little hungry hippos as well. He's out there just snapping down off the glove. Just reach out and grab it.
Hey, Christmas is coming up. I need you know what I want. I need it. Yeah. Or Mr. Game Show. You got to look that up. Mr. Game Show.
You mean the microphone that plays on any AM radio?
No. Here's a shot from the point and a nice blocker save. Kevin McDonald showing off his skills up top there with that shot as he lofts this one right back past Haywood. And back there to retrieve it is Derek Blanchard for the Jackals with a pass over to the captain Labonte in the neutral zone across the Patriots line, but he has it popped away from him. Ivanov trying to gain control of it, but Labonte's going to find it in the neutral zone. Labonte getting checked by Pouliot, and the puck squirts free to Carr. Carr trying to move it ahead, trying to split through. 3 Jackals, loses the puck in the process as it goes back behind the goal line to Blanchard. Blanchard being shadowed by Reese. Reese doing some tapping work there. He was just checking to see if everything was all right with his equipment. You wearing elbow pads? You wearing shoulder pads? You wearing shin pads?
Put your stick in the side. Let them know you're there.
Labonte taking his shot. Goes wide to Yutzler, and it was loose up front there for the moment.
Strike one.
Man, that was a big whiff there, but Kevin McDonald finds it with the cross-ice feed over to Mikey Carr. Carr across the line. Drop there for McDonald. He had a little trouble with Carney at the time. Now Carney and Johnston teaming up on McDonald, trying to pinch him into the boards, and they'll find the puck and clear it out. With a lead pass ahead for Boyd. Boyd, I beg your pardon, that's not Boyd, that's Ludkowski. Ludkowski trying to find it as we have 40 seconds left here in the first period. I do apologize, we do not have a public address in this game, so any details may be sketchy. So there's probably like 15 minutes left here in the first. No, there's 30 seconds, I assure you. That's the Jackals.
I swear. Would we lie?
Hannon across the line. And dropping it up top there for Picarillo, or Santiago. Santiago trying to put it in deep, but nobody there to pick it up except for the Jackals. Home run pass over to Ludkowski. Goes past everybody. No icing, but excuse me, Ludkowski tried to take a shot. And
well, both you and he choked.
Yeah. How about that? As there's 2 seconds to play, point shot taken by the Jackals. Doesn't make its way through traffic. McSweeney, another attempt there after the horn, still takes his shot. Nobody barraging him after that one, but regardless, the Potomac Patriots are up 2-1 after one on the Philadelphia Jackals of the EJHL. This is David Stearns with John Baranowski. John, shall we take a few moments?
Let's take a few moments. We'll gather this up and we'll give you some nice insight as to what you just saw.
We will digest it all, so stay tuned. It's Patriots hockey as they lead the Jackals 2-1 after one here at the Prince William Ice Center. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's David Stearns with John Baranowski. Brian Schrems is on vacation. Down in the Keys, scoping out wedding venues. How about that? Hey, by the way, like us on Facebook. Check out our page, Cross Ice Feed. Give us the thumbs up, will ya? We're almost at 100 likes. I like it. And so should you. As we're about to get face-off underway here. I guess they're going to forego the rest of that warm-up clock the intermission clock, I beg your pardon. Hopefully our racehorse will be back here to do camera in a few minutes.
Well, in the meantime, we're just going to have to make do and see how things go. Nothing like not having camera people.
Well, we're still sorting out some, we're trying to figure out where our goaltender is. Here he comes. Yes, the man we can't start the show without.
Like Roberto Luongo of the 2007 playoffs. Disappears for overtime.
How about that? Well, John, here we go.
Danny Sabrin was certainly panicked.
And a face-off, one back inside the Jackals zone. It's Ludkowski with it, trying to move it out. He does so successfully, but it'll be Turgeon that'll pick it up. Viema ahead from Marks. Marks dumping it all the way back to Haywood. And Haywood steering it along the far side boards. It'll be picked up and sent up by Boyd. All right, so the racehorse is back, and we are good to go. And Viema will have to pick it up in the neutral zone. Viema over to Turgeon. Turgeon deflecting it deep inside the Jackal zone. Haywood having a little trouble standing on that one as he played it up along the half boards near side. Everyone's trying to dig for it. It's Turgeon and Viema, but instead it'll be the Jackals that'll get the best of that one. It's sent out high into the air by Ludkowski. And down to the Patriots zone, losing his footing. I believe it's Kevin McDonald. McDonald looks like he's hurt. And he's nursing his left wrist. So we'll have to keep an eye on him as the team doctor was opening the penalty box door to see him. But the Patriots will carry on as Viema sending up the pass to Marks. Marks along the right wing, down to the corner. Marks dumping it behind the cage. Back there to pick it up, though, will be Blanchard. Blanchard, pass over to, I believe that was Caperon that got taken out on a check after touching the puck. Caperon, though, has the only goal for the Jackals in this contest. Other goals in this game, of course, from the Patriots, being that from Bagfelt on the power play. Here comes that wraparound attempt, steered aside by Yutzler, as Yutzler had it tight along the post there. His pad was perfectly placed. I should probably mention who that second goal was, and my mind is escaping me right now. I do apologize for that. Now, Bagfelt had the one goal, and I'm trying to figure out who the other guy was because my mind
Turgeon had the first one, didn't he?
Oh, Turgeon. Thank you.
Turgeon had the first one, yeah.
Captain Turgeon. How can I forget about Turgeon?
It went off of him right in front.
It's been a while since I've seen a Turgeon goal, and right now that'll bring his tally up to 11. So he leads the team in goals and scoring overall.
And he goes to 11.
He does go to 11.
He goes to 11. Like
Turgeon.
the best of amps.
A strong hockey name. We'll go with that. Probably no relation to Pierre Turgeon.
Cool if it was. He was actually one of my favorite players.
It's a good story to tell if you can. Pouliot sending it deep inside of his own zone. Yetzler directing traffic there as it goes off over to Bagfeld along the far corner. And 17:45 remains here in the second. 2-1 Patriots. This one's deflected inside the Jackals zone. Back to Chase Travis Reese. They'll leave it there for Pouliot. Pouliot moving it to Reese. Reese trying to look for an open shot, open spot to shoot it, and he did find it, and it was kicked away by Haywood in some weird fashion, as I don't even think Haywood knew it was coming. And this one's cleared deep inside the Patriots zone. And McSweeney hot on the tail of VMO. And Pouliot pushing it back to Bagfeld. Bagfeld, kind of a puck-moving defenseman here. He's shown that he's not afraid to push his way up to the blue line and into the opposing team's zone. And it's Tamer Hannon. Couldn't handle it up at the blue line. It's deflected out. Patriots almost got caught with too many men on the ice. Actually, I did count that they did have too many men, but the officiating's rather lax tonight.
I think they did quite a good job.
You think so? Let them play?
Let them play.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it just matters on when you touch the puck. They're within that 6-foot halo in front of the bench. I don't think anything was wrong there. I think even Don Cherry would agree that sometimes too many men is okay.
And that one was high sticked out of the air. No whistle to draw that one dead. It was well above the head of Boyd. As it was Johnson that touched it up, but the Jackals have it inside the Patriots zone. Rooney trying to find it. He'll set it up along the far boards. Kept in by McCutcheon. McCutcheon putting it deep behind Yutzler. Jackals trying to set up, but they just can't seem to do it as it squirts out into the neutral zone. And Harding trying to find it. Harding just a little offside as Santiago has to tag up there.
Just a bit offside.
Just a bit offside. Man, it's been a while. Ludkowski chasing it down over in the left wing, back behind the Patriots net, trying to set up the pass to Miller. It misses him in the slot and goes down the length of the ice. Haywood's going to have to come out to play this one. Parker trying to poke check in there. Forecheck, I beg your pardon. And Blanchard will find it along the near side boards inside of his own zone. Setting up the pass for Miller. Miller looking at his options. Trying to move it through center. Very sloppy passes for both sides here. It's just a lack of consistency that's kind of blundering my tongue as I try to speak.
Yeah, I was going to mention that at the first real break, and there really hasn't been one. The shifts have looked a lot like the beginning of a game as Turgeon gets back to the puck right in front.
Turgeon walking in, takes a shot, and oh, what a save there. And Haywood kind of lackadaisically moved his way to make that save. This one comes out to the Jackals, and it's Labonte, the captain, moving it along the left wing. Comes in, takes a shot. Yutzler saved. The rebound falls down in front of him, and it's kicked aside back behind the goal. And the Jackals trying to find it, trying to maintain control of it, but it'll be Nathan Marks that'll find it. So the referee gets back into the play, and it looks like we're going to get a high sticking call against the Jackals. So it'll be Peter Carney who's going to sit for two, and we're going to have our third Metro DC DJs power play. Patriots 1 for 2 so far.
Well, let's see if they can get things back under control, because these past couple shifts, there was one shift in there that was pretty decent, but everything has looked like it's the beginning of a hockey game where both teams are trying to feel each other out and figure out what exactly you can get away with, what strength and weaknesses these teams have, as Haywood plays it up and away along the near side. Really, we're going to have to see if the Patriots can get back on this and lock down their play.
Yeah, it's chased down Rooney. Oh, and it looks like Valencia is a little shaken after that. And regardless, play carries on. Turgeon over to Marks. Marks, far circle. Up top to Turgeon. Turgeon, far half boards. Back up top, Whipper. Rooney, back up to Whipper. Over to Turgeon. Turgeon, turnaround shot, the save by Haywood. And he holds on to it. Quick whistle on that one.
Oh!
Bagfeld having a little trouble up front. And it looks like Grayson Rooney is being chased down. And I'm not sure who's going to get called, and it's probably Rooney for that initial contact. It was Justin Boyd that was in on that. Rooney is going to get sat for 2, and I'm not sure if anything's going to come to the Jackals. Probably not. So we're going to look at 4-on-4 hockey here for the next minute and 27.
Hey,
Boyd taunting him too.
Well, I mean, Rooney got the heck out of Dodge there. You know, he got away from the play rather quickly. And I mean, that's a good thing. You want to distance yourself from those things, especially if you don't want to try and push it forward towards fisticuffs because, well, that's not always a good thing in hockey. However, it's, you know, one thing leads to another. The fix said it quite well. You know, you run into the goaltender goes down, albeit slowly. You're going to have a defenseman obviously standing up for the team. And then one thing leads to another there, someone else. It's just a domino effect. And Rooney's the loser on that one, is what it comes down to.
McSweeney winding up taking his shot, goes wide. Johnston picking up along the far half boards as he takes his shot and gets deflected aside. And chasing it down, Valencia to the front with an open man. It's Caperon with his shot. Caperon had the other goal, or the only goal, I beg your pardon, for the Jackals in this contest, as the Patriots hit it deep inside of Jackals territory as there's a minute left on the 4-on-4, and then an abbreviated power play for the Jackals on the other side. McSweeney back behind his own goal, trying to move it ahead along the far boards. Having a little trouble there as Travis Reese was hot on his tail. And Caperon will find it in the neutral zone, coming across the line inside the Patriots zone. Over to the near side corner, getting away from Viamo, but he gets taken out hard there by Taymor Hannon. And a clothesline check. Yeah, everybody's looking with their hand up there. Not sure if something should have been called or not, but he kind of reached out and touched somebody on his way through. That's all it really was. And with it now, Alex Gross. Long backhand pass over to Taymor Hannon, far corner inside the Jackals zone. Back along the near side to Sean Gregory. Gregory back to Hannon. Hannon squeezing along the boards, trying to get away from Ivanov. And it's picked off by Levante, who gets checked hard by Hannon. Hannon throwing the body around. He's got the size. Why not use it? McSweeney gets checked from behind by Gross.
That caught an elbow there.
And Gross is probably going to get 2 or more on that one because McSweeney is hurt.
It might have been contact to the head. There certainly was an elbow involved. The call just hasn't been made yet on what the penalty is going to be, and well, we certainly hope. Who is that player now? We hope he's all right, because that's never a good thing. You never want to see anyone injured in a contest.
Marcus McSweeney is the injured player. He got checked from behind, and it looked like an elbow came into contact with his head. And he's very slow to get up, as he's got some support from his captain and also the team doctor for the Patriots.
Well, we certainly hope he's going to be all right. We'll be paying attention to see if McSweeney comes back out for another shift sometime this period or next. 13:08 remains here in the second. We have 33 seconds on the power play for the Jackals, and I'm sure that's going to change a bit. Looks like Gross is going to be tossed.
Yes, indeed. He is going to the dressing room. There maybe a 5 in a game on this one. And when you see something like that, you know, 13:08 left here, it's not like it's the period's about to end. Your 5 minutes is pointless. Go sit in the locker room. It's going to be 5 in a game, and we won't be seeing you tomorrow, possibly.
Well, I mean, there's the contact with the head rules have gotten very strict as of late. It's a very zero tolerance kind of thing. If you're going to have a contact with the helmet, you're going to be suspended for that game. It's to make sure that it doesn't happen later.
Yeah.
That's just it. You negatively reinforce it so it doesn't happen again. And it's against some of that stuff. Because I mean, there is inadvertent, and that happens. And I mean, I can't imagine that he meant to inflict injury. No player tries to inflict injury. It's not a good thing. Sportsmanship does exist, believe it or not. And it's simply one of those things where you're going to get tossed because that's the automatic. There's nothing else you can do about it.
So there's the 5-minute major. It is up there. And so just like that, it's 5-on-3 for 33 seconds. And then the all-you-can-score buffet thereafter.
Ooh, I like that.
You like the all-you-can-score buffet?
That is a fantastic phrasing.
Thank you. This one's chipped down the ice into the Jackals territory. And aggressive on a 5-on-3 is Travis Reese. Short-handed here. Look at him go. Oh, well, he left 2 players sitting behind. And now Valencia trying to work his way into the slot with the puck, but he loses control of it. And it'll be Boyd picking it up for the Jackals. Along the far side over to the near side circle. Up top. And Caperon takes a shot and a stick to side by Yutzler. And trying to get the pass up top. losing control of it. We're back to 5-on-4 hockey with 4:25 and a shot there. And a save. Blanchard's shot went on right to Yutzler. And now Pouliot will find it. And a lead pass over to JoJo Harding. Well, it was out of his wheelhouse to grab a hold of, and it's all the way down to Haywood. And now we're going to have yet another call here. Not sure what's being called here. Good.
Well, Bagfield is certainly not a fan of it.
Well, it looks like it was an error made by the linesman. Maybe he thought he saw too many men or what have you. And it looks like maybe an errant whistle.
Well, that does happen.
Much confusion. So, face-off at center. Well, if you're encouraging them to play smart, well, the linesman should play smart as well. So, John, what are you looking up there on the penalties?
Well, I was trying to figure out when exactly it happened, but I'm not going to be able to. As we go into the major power play where teams can score as many times as they'd like, it used to be on every power play you could score as many times as you like. We'll get back to that in the next break.
Wow, you are full of information. I should mention to our fans out there that John was a history major. A history of many things, apparently. Parker putting it deep inside the Jackals zone as it goes all the way back behind Haywood. Johnston back there to get it, but he's interrupted there by Parker, who's going to get called for a high sticking, undoubtedly, as the stick came up high. So we're going to go back to the 5-on-3 as soon as Kearney lets the Patriots touch the puck because his bench is telling him, let them touch it. There it is, finally. So you want that extended 5-on-3.
Rather than a 6-on-4, you just open up more ice and you have more room to work with.
Precisely. It's all about mathematics. So 11:38 left here in a second. The Jackals are going to get a long 5-on-3. Because there's 3:30 left on the major penalty, and now 2 minutes coming on for Parker, who's going to get charged with a high sticking.
The brutal thing, and if I'm not mistaken here, is because that 5-minute major was the first penalty called. When you score, the first penalty is the one that comes off the board.
But it's not the case when it's
not going to be the case. All right.
In conjunction with another minor. A minor.
I want to say I've seen it before, but that might have been a poor timekeeper.
Yeah, definitely.
That's definitely happened up in Mercyhurst.
Who should have won that game is the question. Valencia setting up a pass. Here comes a shot from Blanchard. Saved by Yutzler. Tamer Hannon ducking for cover there. She got taken out in front, but Yutzler holding on, saving the day as that shot count has gotten so much narrower. At first it was 12-5 after one. Now it's 14-12. Still in favor of the Patriots, but Jackals have turned it on.
Well, the man advantage will help that, certainly.
Definitely. Up top, Blanchard. Over to McSweeney, near circle. McSweeney winds up, takes a shot, and a great glove save by Alec Yutzler. Hot leather on rubber.
Highway robbery. Beautiful save there. He stood tall and it just, like a showdown. He waited for that shot and boom, he got it. 1:38 remains there on the 5-on-3 power play for the Jackals.
Up top to McSweeney. The Jackals winning that faceoff. Over to Blanchard. Blanchard walking in, taking a shot. Open net. Oh, what a great stick save by Yutzler. And he covers up the rebound. Oh, brother. Wow.
That's why you never give up on a play. Yutzler was way out of position after making that first save. Couldn't get back to the second one, but it missed. He managed to keep the puck out of the net with that stick, reaching out and making sure he got in the way. What a series of saves right there. Great play by Yutzler.
I thought for sure we had a tie game, and Alec Yutzler keeping the puck out of the net in style. The face-off over to his left. Jackals win it, but it goes over the stick of Blanchard and out in the neutral zone. 1:20 left on the 5-on-3. 2:50 left on the major to Gross. Caparone over to the far circle. Takes a shot, he scores. Just like that, it's Alex Ivanov sniping up top, glove side on Alec Yutzler. We got ourselves a tied game.
Well, both goals coming up top, and after that fantastic series of saves, and this makes it just a little bit more irrelevant. You're sorry to say, you make those highlight reel saves, and certainly that's going to make the highlight reel at some point. But the score is now tied, and the Patriots cannot sit back on their laurels. They can't keep getting into the penalty box. They're going to have to make sure they turn it on as soon as they get back on even footing.
Yeah, it looks like it's Matt Whipper that is sitting in on that penalty for Alex Gross. But regardless, I think his presence will definitely be missed out there. Whip is one of those fast, speedy players all over the place out there on the ice. And he's noticeable, that's for sure. Blanchard leading it out of his own zone. And back into the neutral zone, across the Patriots line over to Ivanov. Ivanov just getting the recent goal. Ivanov with it again. Up top to Egorov. Ivanov couldn't receive that pass. He'll find it along the half boards. He'll send it deep. Down there to chase it was Carney. Carney couldn't get a hold of it. Carney up top at the blue line to Blanchard. Blanchard cycling back over to Egorov. Down over to the far side. Nobody there to pick it up with 2 minutes left on the Gross Minor. And up top, Blanchard at the blue line, working it with Carney. Trying to move it through all that traffic, and the Patriots find it, and they send it down the length of the ice. Haywood back there to receive. On the Reebok penalty kill, we are yet again. This would be, what, the 4th opportunity for the Jackals?
I believe so.
And they've struck once, and here comes a shot, and oh my goodness, I don't know how that one got redirected. Must have been Bagfeld up front because that one looked like it was destined for glove corner. But with 1.5 minutes left on the major, it's sent down to Haywood. Jackals back to recover and regroup. And McSweeney, the pass along the far side, back through center, over to Labonte, out of his reach. He tried to deflect it in. It'll be the Patriots who'll pick it up and saucer it all the way down to Haywood.
Haywood, you stop it back there. Okay.
Hey, would you stop it back there? Hey, I like that. I get it.
See what I did there?
You're
you
funny. You're so funny. Labonte with it now. Up along the blue line and inside the Patriots territory. I thought a whistle should have went on that. Everybody was inside beforehand, but regardless, play carries on with 50 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Patriots. Mark's trying to find it with a shorthanded try, but he got squeezed up along the boards by McSweeney.
McSweeney, the better thing there was stopping the puck along the board. That way they both blew right past it.
And Rooney will find it and send it down the length of the ice. 1/2 minute left on the kill. Haywood setting it up for McSweeney. McSweeney along the near side wing over to Keller. It misses Keller, and this one will come back in icing. 8:32 left here in the second. We're all tied up at 2. 24 seconds left on the Jackals power play. It's David Stearns with John Baranowski. Cross Ice Feed is who we are. That is who we are. Check us out at crossicefeed.com and like us on Facebook. Because we like being liked. Like, you know, like, yeah.
And we like you, the listeners.
Like, totally. It's Carney inside the Patriots zone. And a little bit of a jump there at the blue line, but regardless, it's cleared out. 10 seconds left on the major penalty. Egorov along the near side neutral zone over to Keller. Shea Keller across the blue line, looking for a last-second shot here on the power play. Ivanov will have it, and we're back to 5-a-side hockey, finally. And it's stuffed back over to the slot there with a chance. And trying to bury it was Carney, but it went over his stick, and Parker will find it. He'll send it deep inside the Jackals territory, over into the far corner. Harding couldn't get there in time, and McSweeney's going to take it back the other way. Across the far side of the neutral zone and into the Patriot zone. McSweeney still chasing it. He gets squeezed out in the boards by Edgington. And it'll be McDonald trying to find it. He ducks out of a check, and supporting there is Harding, who will find the puck and send it up ahead for Santiago. But it's out of his reach. Really chipped in by McSweeney, but not deep enough as it comes out to the red line. And back inside the Patriot zone, and just a little offside was Mishenko. I believe this might be his first shift in this game. It'll be Tyler Mishenko.
Well, as I began to say over 5 minutes ago, it used to be that you could score as many times as you wanted on any penalty. Every penalty was the full 2 minutes. It took until the late 1950s to change that. The Montreal Canadiens team that went 5 consecutive Stanley Cups, nothing that's been done before or since, they could score at will on the power play. All 6 men on that first unit are in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Wow. Thanks for that tidbit, because I never knew that anybody had more than 4 in a row. And that is great information,
Yeah,
sir.
5 in a row, 1955 through 60.
Wow. And I thought the Red Wings and the Islanders and Oilers were hot. Piccarelli trying to feed it to the front, and a chance there. Matt Whipper trying to bury it past Haywood, who already had it in his possession. And he holds on with no rebound coming. 7:12 left here in a second. We're all knotted up at 2, and we are all knotted up in the shots as well. 16-16.
Well, the Islanders had 4 in a row from 80 to 83. I know the number of teams have done it 3 times in a row. I don't know if anyone else has done it 4 times in a row.
No. I thought the Oilers did 4 in a row.
Well, Oilers did 4 in 6 years.
Right.
Because they had
they
84,
interrupted.
85, 86 was Montreal, 87, 88. Then 89 was Calgary, and then they won in 90.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. Back behind
Always,
the goal
Dave.
line.
Always.
Oh, I know. It still hasn't changed.
I miss it, you know?
5 years later. This one not going to be charged in icing against the Jackals, I guess. And everybody was hesitant on their whistle there, but regardless, play carries on. Bagfeld with a pass that goes through Piccirilli. Piccirilli couldn't find it anywhere near him, as it'll be Caparone putting it back in the Patriots zone, but Rooney will pick it up over the Bagfeld far side, up into the neutral zone again, and coming right back with it is Dominic Valencia. And turnovers are just abundant here, as Sean Gregory will find it, and he sends it over to the near side to Rooney. Rooney through the neutral zone, out of the reach of Whipper. This one should have been called back an icing, but nobody's going to blow their whistle until well afterwards, apparently. See, about the delayed icing, I always was told that once a player reaches around the hash marks and it's way past the goal line, for obvious reasons that it was going to be an icing, it should be blown dead. But apparently, we play by the different rules of some weird.
So quick to judge, Dave. I tell you, referees are people too.
Are they?
That's what they tell me.
Wow, that is some interesting information.
They let me use their bathroom before the game, all right? I appreciate them. I appreciate the referees. I told them I wouldn't talk bad about them.
Great, so you commend them on that.
I'm in collusion.
Yeah, I see that. How much you just slipped them? $50? Hey, we're here to call the game for the Patriots. Here comes Pouliot. Pouliot had a chance, one-on-one. Nice stick check there by McSweeney. I don't think he intentionally stick checked it away. His stick just happened to be there. Pouliot taking out his check, trying to find the puck in the corner. He does, but it'll be picked up by Labonte. Labonte trying to clear it up and out, but it is kept in by the Patriots. Sticked aside by Haywood along the near side boards. Pouliot trying to put it deep, but he got interrupted there by McCutcheon. McCutcheon going around the boards over to the far side, and it comes out. Labonte coming back 2-on-2. He's got Ivanov. Labonte with a shot. The rebound gets squeezed along the side of the net. Yutzler made the initial save as this one cleared up to the blue line and out. Jackals coming back into their own zone, but they'll put it back up into the neutral zone to Ivanov. It looks like they're going to get some changes out there on the ice. So we have 5:05 left here in the second. 2-2 score. David Stearns with John Baranowski, your cross-ice feed broadcasting team. We're back here at the Prince William Ice Center with a nice move there by Reese. Reese on his backhand with a pass down low for Turgeon. Turgeon trying to find it, and Reese trying to pick the pocket of Carney. Goes off in the far corner, picked up by Marks behind the cage. Marks backhanding it to the front. Nobody there to pick it up as it went off the body of McCutcheon and off into the near corner. McCutcheon trying to move it up along the half boards, up to Miller, but it's picked up by McDonald, but McDonald turns it over to Carney, who comes back the other way. 2-on-1 developing here as he tries to give the pass over to Ludkowski, but it goes out of his reach, and he'll chase it off along the far circle and puts it into the near corner, I beg your pardon. And down there to get it, Edgington trying to place it for McDonald, but Miller will find it. Miller feeding it to the front. Ludkowski couldn't bury it home, and it'll be moved up to the blue line and out by the Patriots with 4:15 to play here in the second. A lot of good chances there for the Jackals as they've climbed back into this game. They were down 2-0 early on in that first period. As a matter of fact, it was just about 3 minutes into the game. 20 seconds in was the first goal, scored by none other than Captain Turgeon. And Bagfeld getting the other goal on the power play. Goals scored by the Jackals came off the sticks of Ivanov and Caparone. Patriots trying to gain some offense the other way, but it'll be the Jackals that'll find it, as Johnston will clear it inside the Patriots zone. He's again a little chippy here and there.
A little bit chippy in here.
Just a little bit chippy. Just a little bit chippy. 3.5 to go here in a second. A lot of great back and forth hockey. Patriots trapped inside their own zone at the moment. It's cleared up along the far side. Johnson will pick it up along the half board. Down low. And it goes along the goal line. Pass up front. Trying to hook up with Mashenko. This will be his third shift, I believe. As the third liners finish up for the Jackals. And they get their first liners out there. And it's cleared all the way down to the Jackals zone as the Patriots follow suit and make some changes as well to match the Jackals lineup. Back behind Johnston. Johnston trying to weasel the puck away from JoJo Harding. Harding doing some fine forechecking there. He's giving Derek Blanchard a time. Blanchard will eventually walk away with it. Over to Johnson along the near side. Sent up to the boards and out into the neutral zone. Bagfeld will recover back in his own zone. Sending it down the length of the ice, down to Haywood, so no icing. Haywood will drop it off for Johnson. Johnson just missing a check by JoJo Harding. And now we're going to get a whistle here for one reason or another.
That's the offsides. I mean, I thought that one was pretty close. I thought he might have saved that one, but that's why they wear the stripes.
That's why I was a little confused.
Yep.
Patriots hockey is powered by Reebok. Go to Reebok Hockey to check out the newest and latest gear at Reebok Hockey. A lot of Reebok sticks and gloves worn by these players. Reebok is such a gracious sponsor of the Potomac Patriots. And it's sent up through center, down the length of the ice, and goes past everybody. And this one will come back in icing with 2:17 to play in the second. Still tied up at 2.
Well, this game is certainly even up now, and now you have it in a situation where neither team really wants to make the first mistake. They've gone very conservative in the last half of this period simply because, well, I mean, when you let up 2 goals, that certainly says a whole lot for you. Not always a good thing to happen to lose that edge, obviously. But it needs to be said, both of these teams have been playing very, very carefully.
Just a reminder, both these teams will play each other tomorrow, and a save there by Yutzler, by the way, at 11:40. So check it out here at crossicefeed.com. And also, we'll be calling another game later on that day, and it'll be UMBC versus Rowan University. A hard check there. Piccarilli just taking out the trash as he took McSweeney into the boards. And the Jackals getting a little bit roughed up here by Sean Gregory. He's kind of doing it all by himself here. He's got some contact in the neutral zone that's going unnoticed. Guy with an orange bands was standing there commenting, but didn't really throw up his hand for any reason. Here comes a breakaway from Piccarilli. In on goal, takes a shot, and a great pad save by Haywood. Boy, he got that left pad out just in time. So this one's cleared down the length of the ice, no icing. VMO chasing. Boy, he got two-handed lumber there from Miller with no call on the slash. When you're back checking, you're frustrated. Are you really going to come down with 2 hands? Jeez.
Well, I mean, I did think he made contact with the puck first. Then again, I'm an advocate of letting him play.
All right, fine. But you know how expensive these sticks are?
Yes, I do.
Oh, sure you do. $300 a pop, let me tell you. Here comes Reese walking along the side of the goal, over to the far side of the goal, and back over into the corner. Along the hash marks far side, top of the circle, over to the near circle. McDonald with the shot. He scores! Where's the beef? It's 3-2 Patriots!
Well, moving that puck side to side makes some good things happen. You tee it up for the one-timer. You hit him blocker side low, right there in the 7-hole. Good play there by the Patriots, and it makes dividends. We got a 3-2 hockey game here with 50.9 seconds remaining in the second. And you know what? That shot ties up the tally on there as well. It's got a pretty even game, but this time the Patriots have the edge.
How about that with just under a minute to play? Perfect timing. Perfect timing by Kevin McDonald. And face-off one. Jackals trying to get some last-minute hope here to tie this one back up. As it'll be Labonte, the captain, putting it up top to McCutcheon. McCutcheon taking a shot through traffic. And the Jackals couldn't find that rebound as Yutzler was forced to make a save on that one. Whipper going deep into the Jackals territory as losing his stick was Blanchard. And now an opportunity up front. Marks couldn't get a solid hold of it. It's poked up along the sideboards here. 20 seconds to play. And Rooney will play it up ahead for Marks. Marks couldn't get it in deep enough. And Keller, his backhand up and into the Patriot zone. Being shadowed. Bagfeld was shadowed by Labonte, who was trying to get an opportunity there. Now we have a delayed call. It looks like he's going to call maybe both of them on this. Grayson Rooney, or is he just going to call Shea Keller on this? Yeah, he's going to call both. So, just like that.
Oh, and that's why you can't have fencing matches on the ice. Not a good thing to go through that sword fighting. Not a good thing.
No.
And then you go to the box 2 minutes and you feel shame. And then you get free.
So it looks like Keller and Rooney's penalties will both go up there. So we're going to have 4-a-side hockey, which will carry into the third period, of course. Patriots with the 3-2 lead. Unless we see one of the fastest goals in junior hockey. And it'll go back to VMO, who will put it into the protective netting and out. But regardless, the horn sounds. That'll do it after 40 minutes of play. 3-2, Potomac Patriots. One more period to go. Philadelphia Jackals gave them quite a run for their money, but we'll talk more about that in just a few moments' time here on CrossIceFeed.com. Once again, Patriots up on the Jackals, 3-2 after 2. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to the Prince William Ice Center in Woodbridge, Virginia. After 2 periods of play, the Potomac Patriots are up 3-2 on the visiting Philadelphia Jackals from the EJHL. So, John, last-minute action there to kind of salvage that period for the Patriots. They took a 2-0 lead in this game early on in the first, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Jackals tied it at 2.
Well, that's one thing that we haven't seen too much, and that was the lateral movement, getting that puck going from side to side in front of the net. We have not had to see Haywood go post to post very often. Very rarely. He's good at getting the butterfly down. We saw that on the breakaway late in the period, but we haven't seen him moving post to post, and that's what caught him flat-footed there. Maybe that's the difference. However, from a little bit of 4-on-4 we saw, but we had a minute 30 of that. The Jackals were exceptionally good at it. They seem to do very well with that extra ice and the extra man off of there, and taking advantage to any hesitation that the Patriots had during that minute 30 of 4-on-4. We'll see if that plays a part here. We got a minute 56 of 4-on-4 to start off this period. But the last period was mainly the Jackals getting back into it first off, and then neither team wanting to make a mistake. And obviously the Patriots were able to take advantage of that late in the period, but the Jackals played very solidly throughout. It's not going to be easy to take this one home. They certainly can't sit on their laurels and sit on a 1-goal lead. I don't think it's going to be enough for the Patriots.
You don't think it's going to be enough for the Patriots?
Well, I think they need to try and put another one in the back of the net and at least get that
Remember, sir, you are a guest here.
Well, you know what? I want to see more goals. I want to see how many witty calls you could come up with, Dave.
Oh, yes.
I want to tax your abilities as much as possible.
Yes, you do. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly. All right.
Face-off at center. Third period just underway here. 3-2. Patriots leading the Jackals, and we're 4 aside, as John had mentioned, for the next minute and 50-some-odd seconds. Jackals coming in with Caparone. Caparone does have a goal in this game for his Jackals. And it's played up along the near corner inside the Patriots zone. Patriots trying to move it along here. Mikey Carr taking it in front of his own net very dangerously, and the Jackals will pick his pocket. And it'll be Valencia moving it along, and Carr gets the better end of that deal. He'll shovel it out into the neutral zone, but he'll go off on a change. And it'll be moved up ahead there to Blanchard over to Valencia. Valencia ahead of steam coming inside the Patriots zone, stops, curls away over the near circle, up to the top of the slot, drops the pass up top to Igorov with a shot. Yutzler to save the rebound, comes out to Reese, and Reese is going to lead the charge the other way. Minute and 10 left, 4-on-4. Reese winds up, takes his shot. Haywood makes a blocker save, but it gets deflected off to the side. A dangerous shot at that. Nicely done by Travis Reese.
And then on the other end, Valencia with lots of great stick handling, but couldn't decide to take the shot. He kept looking for pass first, and it didn't work out for him. Long toss on.
Ooh, and a pad save there by Yutzler as the Jackals beat out the icing. It was Boyd that was there taking that shot. And now it's Edgington, Ian Edgington, trying to get around his man. Loses control of the puck. It's behind him. Sets up a pass behind him over to Piccirilli. Piccirilli along his backhand, over to his forehand, gets around Igorov as he goes down low behind the goal line. Igorov takes him into the boards. And Sean Gregory in there to support. And McDonald will pick it up along the far corner. Back behind the cage, Piccirilli. Feeding it up to the front, and a chance for McDonald. Spoiled as Haywood will find it first before he has a chance to pop one on.
Well, that's just it. We're seeing a lot more of that support I was talking about in the first intermission. The Patriots did a great job of making sure that there was always someone there. Edgington making sure he passed that puck back rather than just coughing it up. And again, someone had to be there to receive that pass. Good show by the Patriots on that shift.
Starting with the pass up top of the point shot by Piccirilli, saved by, that was Viamo. The save by Haywood. Whew. Little bit of a tongue twister. And it'll be cleared up by Johnston through center, but it'll be picked up by Viamo, who moves it over to Parker. Parker along the far circle. We're back to five-a-side hockey. As there's 18 minutes to play here in the third period, Patriots with a 1-goal lead. This one goes all the way past Yutzler. Santiago being chased by Keller. Keller hot on his trail. And it'll be chipped up into the neutral zone by Parker. Keller will pick it up, trying to hook up on a pass with McSweeney, but McSweeney couldn't reach it. And Parker will go back to Viamo back in his own zone. And then Tamor Hannon deflecting it up along the boards and out. And the Jackals will tag up as it goes back to Marks. Marks with a pass over to the far wing, over to Parker. Parker losing control of the puck as he gets checked and goes off on a change. Jackals leading it back the other way, but they don't get it in deep inside the Patriots zone, as the Patriots will just move it back into the Jackals zone. And goes deep inside Jackals territory as it goes along the side of the net. Over to the far side. And Keller with a lead pass up ahead for Kearney. Kearney through center. Opts to put it high into the air inside the near corner, inside the Patriots zone, where Grayson Rooney will find it. And he'll send a pass over to the opposite side of Tamor Hannon. Hannon moving it ahead by himself. And he goes down and loses control of it and turns it over to Dominic Valencia. Valencia, far half board, stops, passes it up top. Caperon with a shot, and Yutzler to save the rebound, goes high into the slot, and it'll be picked up and taken out by Andreas Bagfeld. Bagfeld, near circle with a shot and a blocker saved by Haywood. Wasn't even close to the mouth of the net, but it goes wide regardless and out into the neutral zone with the pass over to Valencia, who leads it across the Patriots line. Comes in, drags it around, backhand pass to the front, nobody there to grab it. McCutcheon couldn't get a lofting pass out by the Patriots. Marks will come back the other way, top of the near circle. Marks trying to curl it on his back into his forehand. He got taken down, no call. And I believe he did get hooked down, if you concur, sir.
I do believe so.
Indubitably.
Uh-huh.
And it'll be McCutcheon back in his own zone. And with the pass through center, trying to get Valencia, but it's deflected by Marks into his own zone, and Valencia does go off on a change with 16:05 left here in the third. 3-2 Patriots. Philadelphia Jackals of the EJHL visiting here for some exhibition hockey. They also play again tomorrow at 11:40 in the morning, so tune in here at crossicefeed.com. McDonald trying to move it to the front. Pouliot almost had a chance to poke that one past Haywood, but Haywood got there first. Still inside the Jackals zone, but the Jackals will find a route out here with Labonte along the far side in front of the Patriots bench with it. Inside the Patriots zone. Labonte still with it with a shot and a backdoor chance there, and Shea Keller could not bury it home. It was just bouncing inside of his wheelhouse. We have a Patriots player down. Behind, I'm sorry, that's not a Patriots player, is it?
That's a Jackal.
Oh my goodness. And it's Labonte, the captain. He gets up on his own accord and he'll skate to the bench, and not sure exactly what happened there, John. Did you see?
It looks like, just from his reaction, it's a little bit of a stinger. If you come in at a bad angle, you got to make sure you have your neck bulled, is the term. You want to have it back, because if you get that snap down into your spine, you can cause some major damage. But you take a hit the wrong way. It happens an awful lot in football, because the collisions are more head-on than in hockey. And it just looks like it's a bit of a stinger. And yeah, you shake it off. It's a weird feeling, and people are taking a lot more seriously nowadays, as they should. But it was certainly good to see him back up and going.
Well, any sport is getting more physical these days, and the equipment is certainly not helping, and it's not advancing along with, the aggression in any sport.
Well, there's actually an interesting theory about that. I'll get back to that in a moment.
Tamer Hannon gets taken out by McSweeney. No call there. Valencia with a shot and a save by Yutzler. A rebound swept away by Viamo. And it looked like Tamer Hannon was actually lobbying for a penalty on that. He believed he got hooked by McSweeney. Picarelli trying to get around McSweeney. McSweeney will actually pick up the puck. Backhand to pass over to Egorov. Along the near side wing, Valencia into the Patriots zone. Along his backhand and off into the far corner he goes. Going around the world with it. And he's still traveling with it. Drops it over to Egorov. A little layover in Dallas. Goes back over to Bagfeld. And he finds it over there in Sweden as he takes it out in the neutral zone. What, he went around the world. What are you shaking your head for?
I got it. I'm like, way over in Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas of all places. And there's Parker that puts it in deep inside the Patriots zone as it goes along the near side boards and out. Jackals, it's Miller that's pushing it out in the neutral zone, but it's sent right back in. Return to sender.
Address unknown.
Santiago.
No such zone.
There you go. You're always quick with the references. I like
love
it.
Those music references.
And here comes Parker. Christian Parker trying to take his shot to the front, but it actually goes well wide and back behind the cage over to the near side. And it'll be Miller for the Jackals. Moving it across over to Shea Keller out of his reach. And it finds its way to McDonald, but McDonald turns it over. Here comes a chance now for Kearney. Kearney along the backhand shot there. But he didn't get a full shot on that as he was tied up by a couple of Patriots, but Yutzler's still forced to make the save.
No, that's good to get that stick out in front of it, because, if you can't get to the body and make sure to knock him off the puck, you got to try and make sure you get the stick in the way so any shot comes through is impeded. To have that shot go nice and clean. We've seen Yutzler bite on a couple of things, and he's gotten lucky both times he's bitten on the opportunities. That time it would have been a whole lot tougher right up in front, point-blank range.
13:35 left here in the third period. 3-2 Patriots. David Search with John Baranowski for the Cross Ice Feed broadcasting team. Check us out on our webpage, crossicefeed.com, and on Facebook. Give us a like our page. Like us or not. And it's Ivanov putting it deep inside the Patriots zone back in the corner. There's the captain, Labonte, who was shaken up a few minutes before with a little bit of a stinger. And he turns it over to Viamo. Viamo, the lead pass ahead for Marks. Marks trying to get around his man. He does get it inside the Jackal zone, but it'll be taken the other way by Blanchard, who sets up a pass through center over to Labonte. It's turned over. It was intended for Ivanov. Marks will pick it up now. Marks just gets absolutely cleaned out. Oh my goodness. His clock was cleaned on that one.
He looked less like Harpo and more like Beppo, Marks.
Ivanov's shot goes wide. As Valencia pick up the rebound along the near side boards. And he picked up by Grayson Rooney, who's having a little trouble there as Labonte is hot on his tail there with that awesome stash. It's Ron Burgundy-esque. It is.
Does it hit the Tom Selleck level, though? That's the real question.
Just almost. It's almost there.
Ooh.
It's almost there.
That's a stash.
By the end of November.
By the end of November it will be, that's for sure. It's 12:15 left here in the third. Patriots trying to get it out of their own zone. Takes a funny bounce off the partition and finds its way over to Bagfeld. Bagfeld with the puck now. Setting things up behind Yutzler. Being pressured there by Caperon, but it's sent out into the neutral zone and back in to McCutcheon in the Jackals zone. Valencia will find it at the red line with a little behind the back pass, trying to get it ahead for Caperon, but it'll be Bagfeld trying to clear it out. Takes a funny hop off the boards. Whipper will find it though, out into the neutral zone. It goes. Pouliot finds it on the good side of the red line, clears it in as a few changes are being finished up for the Patriots. Jackals trying to move out of their own zone as a cross-ice feed finds its way over to Valencia. Valencia has to step it up along the red line over to the near side to McSweeney. McSweeney trying to get it past Edgington. Edgington got in the way of the first shot there. The second wave coming did not make its way through. And McDonald will find it back behind his goal line, and he'll lead the charge out along the left wing. No, he's going to stop. He's going to opt to go back, and he's being pressured by Keller. And he's going to have to go to the open side, far side, to Edgington, who will move it up into the neutral zone to Parker, who got taken out from behind. But the puck, regardless, moved ahead for Reese. Travis Reese trying to get ahead of McCutcheon. McCutcheon held him off. Goes over to the near corner. McSweeney doing battle there with Parker. And doing a little work with them is Travis Reese. Parker working in conjunction with Reese, but Parker will carry on with McSweeney tying him up. Parker does free himself and still has the puck. Parker looking for an open outlet here. Referee got in the way of the one outlet up to Tamar Hannon. McSweeney will body slam Travis Reese, Hulk Hogan style. And Parker off in the corner, still has the puck, feeding it to the front, and Haywood finds it along the near post and holds on. 10:29 left here in the third, 3-2 Patriots. 25-23 shots in favor of the Jackals, but we'll give credit to that long major penalty in the second period as Alex Gross got ejected for that high elbow hit.
Well, as I was saying, we saw a lot of battling there in the corner. There's a going theory, it's actually backed by a lot of science, as the puck goes back to the side of the net now into the corner, that the more padding you get, the more aggressive the players get. If you ask rugby players, they hit awfully hard, but they know what they can take because they're not wearing padding. Worse football, the thicker football helmets get, the harder the hits get. It's an invincibility feeling, and that's seen on all levels of all sports. And there are times where you think maybe you shouldn't have as much equipment. Has a quick shot and a save there off the side of the cage. I don't think there was any chance of that one going into the back of the net, but saved nonetheless. And as the late Joe Paterno actually said, why don't they go back to not wearing face masks? That would happen when he played.
Yeah.
No one had those injuries then because no one was going to lead with their head. No one was going to get that in the way.
Ask a goaltender back in the 40s, though.
Well, I mean, there's always a level where you should have something. But I mean, if you talk to Canadian players, they often complain about the Americans because they are less aware of where their where their sticks are in regard to other people's faces and how they block shots.
All I got to say is I had my wife worried to death when I was playing inline last year and didn't have a face shield. Yeah.
Please, I've taken pucks many places in inline, and you know, maybe the neck hurts, but to the face, it's okay.
Yeah.
Played goalie without a mask. Very zen.
Oh,
very
brave,
zen.
Man.
You'd be amazed.
Whipper trying to clear it out, not out. Egorov taking a shot, but it gets deflected off into the far boards. And back there to chase, the Jackals do still have it, and I believe that is Boyd or Miller, one of the alternate captains. It's clear to the blue line, not out. He is like the only player that does not have a front number on his jersey for some reason. And it's Egorov back at his own blue line. Now we're going to have a delayed call. It's going to go against the Patriots with 9:20 left here in the third period. A dangerous time to have a short-handed go here when you're only up by one. Now we had another slasher. Whip took off the glove of Valencia. Valencia is going to lobby for a call on that one. Not sure if he'll get it. Labonte into the Patriots territory. Levante curling, looking to shove it up front, but McDonald will touch the puck and we'll have our call, or calls, depending if Valencia gets his way. 9 minutes exactly left here in the third.
Well, as you said, lobbying for the second time. Did you know there's actually an annual Senators versus Lobbyist hockey game? The Senators won the last one, I believe.
There's an FBI versus Secret Service hockey game as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last time I watched the Columbus Blue Jackets play up at Nationwide Arena, they actually had, between the Columbus Fire Department and the Columbus Police Department, after the game played, they actually had it labeled on the scoreboard, guns versus hoses.
Okay.
I mean, they made us move from our regular seats because apparently it was a more private thing, but it was really cool to see.
That's really neat indeed. So, just like that, Captain Andrew Turgeon will sit for 2. And with 9 minutes to go, the Jackals will try to even this one back up. As it comes up to the blue line, and now Blanchard could not hold it within his skates and move it to his stick, so it'll be out in the neutral zone as Levante trying to lead it on in. Man, that stash is so distracting. I don't even know how these guys are playing against him. Here comes a shorthanded breakaway chance for Parker, but Haywood's going to find it as it bounced over Parker's stick. Levante's going to try to wrestle it down. He runs it up Blanchard. Blanchard looks a little dumbfounded after that one. As the pass goes back along the side of the net, Levante putting it on his own goal. Haywood didn't even have any idea of where he was going with that one. Fortunately, he did not put it in his own net.
That would be bad.
Ivanov putting it back deep inside Patriots territory as he looks to pass up top to Carney. Carney back over to Ivanov. Ivanov in the near circle to Keller. Up top, Carney winds up, takes a shot. Harding got in the way of that one. He'll get it back, though, at the blue line. Moving left to right and sending it over to Keller along the near circle. Keller winds up, takes a shot. A great save by Yutzler. Tons of traffic up front. Surprised that one didn't hit Twine. Hannett along the far corner, trying to move it out. Here comes a chance with a shot. It's deflected out of play as Levante let that one go. And it goes off the equipment of Yutzler as we get a stoppage with 45 seconds left on the Turgeon penalty. 7:45 left here in the third. Patriots holding on to a 1-goal lead here at the Prince William Ice Center.
It would be so terrible if you had a goaltender named either Twine or Net. How confusing would that be?
Thanks. The things we ponder. The things we ponder.
Deep thoughts.
Like we said, Coach R.J. Ziegler is still on his honeymoon as he recently got married. Congrats to him and Jen as they finish out their honeymoon and come back here to the frozen north. They're down in the tropics there, well, the Caribbean, if you will. I believe they were Bahamas, yes. Oh, and a hard check there. Pouliot cutting off the lane of Valencia. And that just threw things off here as we have 20 seconds left to kill on Turgeon's penalty, and the Jackals are trying to re-enter the Patriots zone.
Looked like my experience on 495.
Oh my goodness. Spun out, huh? As Blanchard, far circle, winds up, takes a shot, deflected away. Plenty of traffic up front, but Yutzler could not see anything that's going on. So we have, well, we're back to 5-a-side hockey. 7 minutes to go here in the third. 3-2 Patriots. McSweeney keeping it active for the Jackals in their offensive zone. Trying to stuff it up front. This Caperon that was trying to find his way to the open slot for a puck, but he did not get it as it's cleared up to the blue line and out by the Patriots. Sean Gregory had his stick held by McSweeney, no call. Well, the Jackals are going to come back the other way with Valencia, who takes a shot. Yutzler to save the rebound, kicked off to the near side of the net, and it'll be played up along the near boards and out. Picarelli trying to move it ahead from McSweeney, but McSweeney will play it back into his own zone to Johnson, who is having a little trouble staying on his feet, and he'll send this one down the length of the ice, and we'll have a stoppage for an icing with 6:22 to play here in the third period. 3-2 Patriots. And we remind you, tomorrow, 11:40, these two teams will play each other once again in this building, and you can be seen here on crossicefeed.com.
A lot of good, a great blocking style really by Alec Yutzler, whereas we see a little bit more of a freewheeling style down the other end of the ice with Phil Haywood. Yutzler, I mean, just doing great. Now, you know, it's hard to get something by him simply because he's so quick on blocking, but when the puck gets right in front of him, he's not going to dive out like Haywood would. Difference in goaltending styles, and I think both of them work rather well. All depends on your situation and how your team adapts, and I think both teams have done very well at supporting their goaltenders.
Face-off won by the Patriots up top to McDonald. McDonald putting it in deep. Whipper down there behind the goal. Pick it up. Along a backhand pass. Sean Gregory trying to stuff it along the side of the net as it comes up top to the point. Up at the blue line and out. Edgington could not keep that one in as it just squeaked its way over the blue line, and Johnson will take Sean Gregory into the boards as we have that offside call. 6:05 remains here in the third period. 3-2 Patriots. I'm going to give John the honors of calling tomorrow's game play-by-play.
Ooh.
As I will obviously call the UMBC game, but we'll give you the crack at it here. But once again, yeah, tomorrow we have a 5:30 game scheduled. We're going to race our way up to Baltimore. Matter of fact, Reisterstown Sportsplex. To be more specific, UMBC will take on Rowan University. Rowan University undefeated, 12-0-0. They're ranked number 2. UMBC ranked at number 5. Should be a great contest.
It's going to be a barn burner.
Oh, yes. And it's a nice barn, by the way.
I just wondered if you could be more specific about the location.
So, McDonald sending it up to the front. Here comes the chance. Haywood to save the rebound. It's still loose up front. Nobody knows where it is. Now, finally, it's pushed away by the Jackals over to the near corner and sent up into the glass and down the length of the ice. This one will be an icing as Edgington will get down there to the hash marks, and the whistle is blown with 5:25 left here in the third. 3-2 Patriots still holding on to that 1-goal lead.
Now, I'm still new to the hybrid icing. It was introduced to the NCAA and the ACHA just 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
And
I just witnessed it.
Well, no, I mean, I've seen it quite a bit with that last season I had, but some referees are just very slow and wait until you get to the hash marks. The NCAA was very strict about that. And apparently that's the case here. ACHA, if you're the only player in that zone, you're going to get that whistle early, and I think that's really how it should be. You can have a little more flexibility to the linesman.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or if they have a dinner date they got to make.
You never know.
Labonte coming in. He's got a man going to the front. A nice dive there by Viamo, who got in front of that puck. Great defensive work by James Viamo. Of course, Viamo saw his first couple of games a couple of weeks ago as he came back into the fold. Playing with an injured shoulder for most of last year. Or as we should term an upper body injury. Too late. I already revealed it. Marks.
There you go, letting the cat out of the bag.
Whipper into the slot. Down to Turgeon. Turgeon with a shot as he was falling down. It looked like he was falling backwards. Still took the shot, and it just went over the cage. And Whipper keeping it active along the far boards with 4.5 to play here in the third period. 3-2 Patriots. Backhand pass down low. Back over to Marks. Marks couldn't get a handle on it. Whipper doing a little support as Marks and Whipper working that far side. Whipper trapped up along the boards there with Johnston. Whipper walking away, looking to move his way to the front of the net. Opts to go along the near side, sending it up top to the point to Bagfeld, who winds up, takes his shot, and it just misses the near side of the net. Going wide, kept in by Rooney. Rooney putting it in deep, but not deep enough as Johnson was there trying to move it out. Whipper, there to support, keeps it in as it goes down to Haywood with 4 minutes to play. And sent up through center, trying to look for the home run pass there to Carney, and it goes all the way down to Yutzler, who is forced to hold on as he had 2 Jackals coming. And man, oh man, you have 2 Jackals coming at you. Hold on to the puck, if that makes any sense. 3:54 remains here in the third.
I would say you curl up into a ball and protect the back of your neck if you have 2 Jackals coming at you. Also similar situation if you're facing bears and or mountain lions. Smack them on the nose is the key, actually, if you can get to that.
A backhand shot. Yutzler making a save off of Carney's shot. And the Jackals are starting to pour it on here. And then it's going to be played up over to Santiago along the near side. As he takes it along the left wing and dumps it in. Parker down there to chase. Will he get there first? And yes, he will. He's going to beat out Mishenko. And push down to the far corner. Christian Parker still working for it. It's Blanchard's got him tied up. Mishenko trying to work it along the near boards, or the far boards, I beg your pardon. It was backhanded up front. JoJo Harding couldn't find anyone to connect with as Miller move it up to Mishenko, far side, and into the Patriots zone, but it'll be picked up by McDonald. Mishenko's going to go off on a change. McDonald trying to send it high into the air through center. It'll be picked up right at the blue line by Parker as it was gloved down for a moment. And Parker will backhand it in, and we're going to get some changes for the Patriots with 3 minutes to play here in the third. Jackals back inside their own zone looking to regroup. Along the far boards, trying to move it ahead. Valencia couldn't get it past Mikey Carr. Carr across the blue line, far side. He gets a hooked up a little bit there. He got a little chop, a little hook, but nothing too serious. And it's cleared into the Jackals zone along the near side blue line. Tamor Hannon trying to put it in deep. Doesn't get it deep, but Mikey Carr finds it. Trying to move it to the front for Reese, but it's chipped away by the Jackals. And they'll come back out the other way with Boyd. Over to Caparone. Caparone trying to take his shot, but it was poked away by Hannon. And the Patriots will clear it out with Travis Reese sending it into the Jackals zone. And McSweeney back to recover with 2:20 to play here in the third. And losing his footing is McSweeney, but he still gets the pass off to McCutcheon. McCutcheon on the far wing and turns it over to Viamo. The intended pass, the recipient of that pass was Caparone. And this one's cleared in to the Jackals zone. things seem to be slowing up. Not much desperation hockey coming out of the Jackals at this point.
And that is
down by
a
one.
bit surprising. I mean, they're certainly in a situation where they could tie this up. I mean, all it takes is one shot, obviously. We have a one-goal hockey game, 3-2, with just under 2 minutes left to play. And the Jackals just seem pretty content in their play to try and make something happen as the puck is put up into the Patriot bench. Really, it's very surprising to see that neither team has tried to turn the screws a bit more. The Patriots just playing very effective hockey. They're not going outside the bounds of play. They're not trying to take those big chances that any other. And really, neither team is. It's a very safe game right now, and I find that rather surprising.
Yeah, very conservative.
Yes.
Very conservative.
Especially considering how the first period of play went. Just a complete shift in the winds about midway through the second.
Face-off one back to Rooney. Rooney playing a little catch with Bagfeld, and Rooney will get it back along the near side. Chipped ahead by Turgeon. No icing back down to Haywood. The puck goes. Haywood steering it behind the cage to McCutcheon. McCutcheon along the far boards. Intercepted by Marks, who will put it back in deep. Over to McSweeney. McSweeney almost having his pocket picked, and a shot there by Labonte on his own goaltender. Turgeon to the front. Marks trying to take the shot, and he falls in the process. Jackals coming back the other way with 1:15 to play here in the third. Haywood looking for the call from the bench to go, and nothing coming just yet. As a point shot from Johnston, saved by Yutzler. The referee wipes out at center as nobody was there to hit him. The Jackals turnaround shot, Labonte. And Yutzler made another save and a hard check there. And Bagfeld is going to get called for this one. Labonte taking a shot. Yutzler chewing up Ivanov there for whatever reason.
Well, at least Ivanov was quick to get back up. I'm sure the chirp on the ice was that he sold it, and I don't think he did. That was a hard hit. I certainly want to be taking that hit. And just to throw him into the boards, and then, of course, the whipping of the head against said boards.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous situation to have that.
It's typical of the checks from behind, so Bagfeld got caught with that one. That's the second check from behind in this game. But there's 58.3 seconds left here in the third. That's a power play for the Jackals that may turn into the tying goal. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if the Jackals will even pull the goaltender, but they're going to pull a timeout.
On a lighter note, I think Turgeon was a bit confused when he just took a rebound in front of the net from the opposite player. He definitely thought, wait, should I clear this away first?
No,
I believe
it was Valencia that took that shot? No.
It's like, okay.
Whose side are you on?
At least there's no turncoats on the Patriots.
Yeah. There you go.
You're so funny.
That's what I do.
It's worse than I am at times.
And of course, the referee certainly owes the rest of his crew a cup of coffee. It's a going thing among referees. I don't know if you understand, if anyone realizes that there really is a referee culture out there.
Huh.
Those guys stick together. They have to. I mean, everyone else hates the referee, so of course someone has to take care of them. And of course, they take care of their own. But if you fall during a game as a referee, you owe everyone else a drink, and usually that's comes in the form of a cup of coffee at those early morning games.
There you go. So, well,
that's the inside look.
Well, thank you for that, Pierre.
I wish we had it between the glass. I want to stand down there. I want to stand down there
between the. That's as close as we'll get.
Between the seat sections.
Yeah, between the sections with John Baranowski. Between the. Yeah. Well, if you want to hang out with the doctor over there in the penalty box, by all means. He's got some interesting things to say. Check out Spine and Joint Institute for those of you locally. Give him a plug. And now we had some collision as it was Valencia there in the near circle that got taken down by the linesman or something or another. I don't know, but the fans approved of it. It's Caparone with it now. Caparone at the top of the slot, losing control of the puck, but McSweeney will find it along the near side as there's 35 seconds left to play. And power play in favor of the Jackals. The Jackals have not pulled their keeper, which is really confusing, but I guess they're going to wait. There's a point shot. Oh, no. Wow, the Caparone just let that one go. Valencia almost had a chance to stuff it home. Now the keeper's at the bench, and now we have the extra attacker out there. Caparone with it now. Feeding it down low for a backdoor chance. And there's a shot and a great save by Yutzler, and he'll find it and he'll hold on. Oh, my goodness. 16.3 remains.
Vullamat was the key to that. He was standing right in the way, and I don't know if it actually hit off of his stick or his skate. It certainly wasn't on purpose, but he was in the right position to get just enough in the way because there was a wide open 4x6. As for why it took so long to get the extra attacker on, it's baffling to me. Seems almost like Tikhonov in the 1980 Olympics. He just, what do we do? How do we get him off? I am surprised. I mean, I understand they got a game tomorrow. I understand that they're putting their faith in their power play unit, but 6-on-4 is a much bigger advantage.
Jumpy face-up, and McSweeney gets it up at the point, takes his shot, and it goes wide. 10 seconds to go here in the third. Working along the far side, Labonte with a pass behind the back to Valencia. It's fed to the front. It's deflected wide. 3 seconds to go. Trying to get a last-second shot. Boyd turns around, tries to take the shot. Holy Family University! The Potomac Patriots walk away victors in this one with a final score of 3-2.
Well, I mean, certainly the amount of tenacity that the Jackals didn't show at the end is surprising. They took way too much time at the end. That last shift, that power play, they were taking all the time in the world to survey their options, find the right pass, look for the lane. It just didn't look like that sense of urgency was there, and it cost them. A 3-2 victory here for the Potomac Patriots. They certainly shored things up after about midway through the second. They lost that lead. They were up 2-0 after an early showing of dominance in that first period. And they let it slip away, but they didn't let it slip too far. I mean, they took a stranglehold of this game right after that. They would let it bend but not break hockey is really what it came down to. They gave up chances, none of them very good.
Well, for post-game reaction from players and coach, well, coach is. At this point, Coach Ziegler, of course, we're awaiting his return. We'll talk to associate head coach Rick Hildreth, and we'll post all of that on the podcast, so check it out. Go to iTunes Store and check out the Potomac Patriots podcast. The Patriots Playback will feature all the post-game reaction from this victory this afternoon. Reminder, tomorrow morning, 11:40 a.m. is the slated start time for the Game 2 matchup between these two clubs, so tune in here at crossicefeed.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cross Ice Feed. Give us a like, and that should do it for us, as we have tomorrow morning's game to look forward to. So post-game on the Patriots Playback. Check it out.
I'd like to thank Dave Stearns for letting me on here. Thanks to Brian Trems for being away for a weekend and having it scheduled. That's very nice of you, Brian. Quick shout out, if they're still listening, to my former crew up at Mercyhurst. Ryan Cherry and Seth Pease are doing a great job up there filling in my shoes. So I'm glad to have it there, and I'm glad to be back in the saddle. Thank you, Dave, for letting me have this opportunity. And, well, I'll let you wrap this up.
Big shoes to fill up there, that's for sure. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And tomorrow morning, once again, 11:40 a.m., Potomac Patriots, Philadelphia Jackals at it for Game 2. So tonight, the Patriots take home, at home, a 3-2 victory against the Jackals. So see you tomorrow morning, and as always, don't stop believing. Good night, everybody.